Before a storm or hurricane approaches, make sure your home is safe. Protect windows and doors with shutters and secure your roof with straps.
This season, be ready. Be hurricane ready.
Coming up tomorrow, Tuesday, on Morning Barber, there's so much to share with you. In addition to news, sports, weather, and traffic, we'll tell you about some wonderful things you can do to help your garden grow.
Absolutely. Stevenson Ski, our agronomist, will be in. We will also take the opportunity to pay a visit to the dermatologist and tell you about another interesting skin condition. And it's Heritage Month, so we'll have our conversation with Morris Greenwich and more on heritage. Glenn Murray will tell you about all the amazing things wrapped up in his book of Bajan heritage. All that and more tomorrow on
Morning Barbados.
Morning Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you.
Very good evening. I am Mark Seal with your CBC Sports World. Barbados are out of the 2018 FIFA World Cup. The Barbados Football Association has been officially sanctioned for fielding an ineligible player during the recent return leg of the second round of qualifiers against Aruba. This was earlier this month. The sanction handed down by the FIFA Disciplinary Committee relates to Hayden Holligan failing to serve an automatic one-match suspension following 2 consecutive yellow cards. Barbados therefore forfeited the match, which was played at the Usain Bolt Sports Complex, and it now has been awarded to Aruba by a 3-0 penalty scoreline. So, with the sanctions having immediate effect, Aruba and not Barbados have qualified for the next round. The BFA also received a fine of $6,422. That's approximately 12,844 Barbados dollars. BFA President Randy Harris told CBC Sports that the local body has accepted full responsibility for this major oversight, and an in-depth meeting will be carried out within the association. And in news that is reportedly unrelated, BFA General Secretary Joyce Stewart has resigned. Stewart, in this her second stint with the BFA, assisted the executive board on what they have termed as key projects geared towards helping chart a path of sustainable development for the game. Now, in addition, Stewart was part of the long-term strategic plan for the development of the football facility at Wildy. Staying with football, title contenders Rendezvous tasted victory while Bredens Hill had to settle for a draw when the BFA Digicel Premier League continued last night at the Wildy AstroTurf. Rendezvous defeated Solaris Pinelands 3-2 in the night's second game. CBC's Shane Jones reports.
Rendezvous in red and yellow versus Pinelands, trying to catch the keeper off his mark. Not quite working out. Another shot coming in from range, almost spills it, but good recovery. Rendezvous free kick, good gas behind it, but couldn't keep it down. Constant bombardment, the curler off the upright. They would finally get their breakthrough. The goalie beaten by the curling corner from Carl Joseph, 1-0 at halftime. Pinelands with a free kick in the second, way over. They would even things up in the 72nd. Keith Warner onside and heading home, 1-1 now. Now check this out for a back pass from Wayne Sobers. So many other options, and that's what he did. Are you kidding me? Pinelands with a 2-1 lead. But Keon Atkins put them right back in it. Solid finish, 2-2 with 9 minutes to go. And Rendezvous would steal it in time, added on for stoppages through the goalie's hands. Joseph with the brace as Rendezvous won 3-2. Shane Jones, CBC Sports.
Well, thanks, Shane. And in the earlier game, Mackinson, Bredens Hill and Silver Sands played to a 1-1 draw. Jabari Greenwich opened the scoring for Bredens Hill in the 6th minute, and then in the 16th, Mario Kinch converted the equalizer. On other cricket, a devastating batting display by captain Chris Gayle secured a comfortable 10-wicket victory for the Jamaica Talawas over the St. Lucia Zouks in last night's Hero Caribbean Premier League match at Borges-U in St. Lucia. Chasing just 119 for a victory, the Talawas raced to 121 in 10 overs, with Gayle slamming 90 from just 36 balls, inclusive of 6 fours and 9 sixes. Now, sent into bat earlier, the Zooks were restricted to 118 for 9 in their 20, with Rusty Theron getting 3 for 19 and Krishmar Santoki 3 for 24.
Cut away this time. Not a bad delivery, but really well executed.
Good one.
Yeah. And swatted away through mid-off.
Bowled him. Swung away and that's a blinder. And this one, could it? Oh, a spectacular effort.
Not a big six. Goes for it again. This time into his hands.
Oh, just beating our man. And this is way up in the air. It's going to take some catching. Oh!
And the Zooks have compiled 118 for 9.
Pulled away against the breeze, and that's the first hero maximum. Cut away, beautiful uppercut from Chadwick Walton. Top edge, another boundary.
Oh, and as easy as you like. Oh, and this one carries as well.
Hello.
Hello.
Catch this.
Another big one. Oh, stop it. Right on cue. Another hero maximum. And some heavy bat swing.
Ah, goodbye and good night. This one's got an air hostess on it. Miles, air miles from Gale. Finishes on 90.
Switching now to athletics, the defending champions once again came out on top in the CARICOM 10K race yesterday. Guyana's Cleveland Ford won the men's race, while Trinidad and Tobago's Tanya Nero was the first female home. CBC's Marsha Boyce reports.
First-timers Antigua and Barbuda and the Bahamas were among the record 12 participating countries gearing up for the CARICOM road race. The runners in the 5K were all first, juniors and seniors combined. Then 5 minutes later, the competitors in the 10K race were underway. In a time of 16 minutes 5 seconds, Jonathan Jones of Courage and Parry was the first one home in the 5K, followed by Raheem Skinner of Combamere. Khalik Saint-Jean of Antigua and Barbuda was third. Pius Emilian sixth overall, but the first senior male to cross the line. While Elizabeth Williams here with a strong finish, she was the first female home, taking the prize for the juniors. Charmaine Seal topped the seniors. And it wasn't long before the 10K runners made it back to the line. The defending champion, Cleveland Ford of Guyana, leading them home, winning in 33 minutes 11 seconds. Jamaica's Kurt Brown was second, and Pamenos Ballantyne of St. Vincent and the Grenadines third. The reigning women's champion, Tanya Nero of Trinidad and Tobago, does it again in 37 minutes 6 seconds. Mark Greenidge was the first Barbadian male finisher. He was 13th overall, with Amanda Maximilian as the first local female. But before all of that, Yassi Daniel of Jumpstart won the new 1 mile race, finishing in 4 minutes 45 seconds ahead of Kimarley Crickshank of Elite Distance. Najid Watson of Belmont was the first girl home in 5 minutes 56 seconds. Although the race was initially for 8 to 12-year-olds, it attracted a good few tiny mites who had their fun. They too were among the 53 entrants competing in the first ever 1 mile race. Marsha Boyce, CBC Sports.
Well, thanks, Marsha. And this year's race, the third to be held in Barbados, was one of the biggest ever, with 150 participants.
Such race. It's a regular feature of the annual July meetings of our Conference of Heads of Government. And it's a demonstration of the region's commitment to promoting a healthy lifestyle. And I want to say to our runners today, congratulations to every single one of you. Every one of you is a winner.
I believe it signals the importance of integration at the level of sports and how that could impact our societies across the region. So for us in Barbados, of course, this has been a big thing, a big event. I want to congratulate all of the participants, particularly the younger ones.
Switching now to drafts, the world-rated Jack Francis was beaten as two first-time winners were among the new Barbados Drafts Association national champions. In the finals yesterday, Gabriel Critchlow came out victorious in the majors division. Critchlow in the green shirt and Matthew Barnett were tied at 1-1 after the 4 allotted games. Critchlow was then declared the winner based on honor points, having amassed 99 to Barnett's 96. He told CBC Sports he couldn't believe that he had won. Meanwhile, Richards Grisette upset Jack Francis to win the Masters division. Grisette won 1-0. And he was also surprised with his victory, telling CBC Sports that Francis probably had a bad day. Winnell Neverson was the lone female in the competition and duly claimed the women's crown. In basketball, Queens College edged Harrison College in the final of the Co-operators General Insurance Knockout competition after the game resumed this morning. The match began last Friday at the YMCA, but the rain put it on pause, with HC leading by 2 points going into the fourth quarter. Play resumed this morning, and QC were able to get the narrow victory. CBC's Sean Green reports.
Harrison College taking on QC in this one, and it was a tight game from the very start. QC getting possession and laying up for 2 points. Some theft going on at the Young Men's Christian Association, so let's take the Christian approach. To the hoop, I mean. That's Christian Holder on the goal, getting 2 of his 11. And once more Holder dodging the traffic and doing it so low. Gavin Howard, fed by Rashid Archer, making it count for 2 for QC. As QC won a narrow battle by 3, 60 to 57. Sean Green, CBC Sports.
That's sports for now. Coming up at 8:30 on CBC Sports, we'll have highlights from the street football finals, the Caribbean version. I'll be there at 8:30. Up next, the business report.